So here I have a garter stitch swatch, and I have bound off on the wrong side of the swatch in knit, so the pattern is maintained. And those are the two ridges that I'm going to be working with when I weave in the tail. So I'm going to turn it over to the wrong side of the swatch, and I'll get myself down to where I want to go to start weaving in. So I'm going to be working over two ridges rather than a row. Again, I'm going to check the corner to make sure it's not too tight, not too loose, so it's nice and square. I'm going to find a smile of a strand, and then I'm going to go under two horizontal strands, or bars I call them, and I'm looking for a frown. I will go back down under two horizontal bars. One of them is the same that I went up last time. I'm going to look for a smile and then go under the two horizontal bars back up. Notice that I'm working below the actual bind off. I'm working on the ridges below the bind off, going under the two bars back down to where I came out last time, where I went in last time. Smile, then underneath the two bars, and I'll end up with the frown, and I'll end up with the tail towards the center of the swatch. I'll test everything, stretch it to make sure it's elastic, and then I'll check on the front to see what it looks like. And there, even though I used a contrasting color, cannot see that. And I'll just trim the tail. Now, if you want to do the same thing with the cast on tail, you should. It's the same thing. So here I have a kind of a small, short strand. I know where I'm going to be working. I'll be working with that ridge and that ridge. I've already kind of moved my strand up where I wanted to start. So I'm going to find the frown and go down underneath the two horizontal strands, if I can happen to find it, and pull that. Now, as the tail's already been used and it's kind of fallen apart, but you can see I found a smile, and I'm going up the two horizontal strands. I'll have to stretch a little bit, find the frown, go under the two horizontal strands or bars, stretching a little bit more, finding the smile, going under the two bars, again finding the frown, going under the two bars, and then one more time to get my strand to the center of the swatch, finding the smile and going under the two bars. Now I'm going to stretch that. Once I pull that through, I'm going to stretch that pretty much because I pulled on that yarn tail. But there you can see that's woven in, and this is what it looks like on the right side of the swatch.